Well, we are in the new year. We are past the early signing day and quickly approaching February 7th. We're here to get you all caught up with everything recruiting in the state of Arizona. This is the Recruiting Roundup with Jordan Ham, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in my good pal, Jason Jewell. And Jason, a lot to get to. We have quite a few commitments. We're going to start with Joey Ramos, who committed to Iowa State and signed in that early signing day.
Yeah, so the big Deer Valley offensive tackle, one of the most coveted prospects in the state of Arizona, signed with Iowa State. To me, I don't think this was a big surprise. Iowa State was one of the first schools to come in and offer him. He had said publicly for a long time that the Cyclones were in the mix and one of his favorites. He ended up signing with them over Arizona State. But he's a guy that had multiple other offers, including Oregon, Washington. He was a heavily recruited player, and this is a very good get. This is a steal, in my opinion, for Iowa State from the state of Arizona.
Another guy that had a quick turnaround in terms of committing and then signing is Ilm Manning over at Apollo.
Yeah, he's a guy that I thought was going to blow up there at the end. He added offers from Hawaii and Weber State, took a visit out to Hawaii, did not visit Weber State, ultimately signed with the Warriors. And this is a guy that I think has a bright future. He could play on either side of the ball. He's a standout defensive end or offensive tackle. Hawaii has said, we'll try you out at whatever you want to do. I know Ilm wants to play defense first, but he is a very talented offensive tackle. Guys like him, you find spots for on your team. He's 6'3", 250 pounds with room to grow. So I expect big things and a bright future for him out at Hawaii.
While we're talking about under-the-radar recruits, let's talk about Larry Davis over at Desert Vista. He commits to the NAU Lumberjacks.
Yeah, one of the most physical and underrated linebackers in the state of Arizona over at Desert Vista. Surprisingly, NAU was his only Division I offer. I thought this kid would have most of the big sky in the mix for him and good get for NAU. And you can see NAU continuing to try to recruit the local guys and doing a good job at it.
And as we are wrapping up the commitments, Jaden Hoyt, he wanted to wrap up his 2017 as a commit, tweeted out the announcement that he had committed to Air Force at about 8:30 on New Year's Eve, but a nice get for Air Force.
Yeah, we've seen Air Force do a great job recruiting the state of Arizona, finding those sleeper prospects. And Northwest Christian is a team that typically has, one Division I guy every single year, and Hoyt is just another one. He plays on both sides of the ball. I think offensive guard is going to be his position at Air Force, but a kid that also had offers from some Ivy Leagues and the University of San Diego. So again, Air Force doing a great job in the state recruiting Arizona guys.
Scott Frost makes his move to Nebraska. Wastes no time. He just wrapped things up with UCF on New Year's Day, but already giving offers to some Arizona playmakers from the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, so the first one was, arguably the state's top prospect, Solomon Enos over at North Canyon, the big wide receiver, added an offer from Nebraska. Then the other one is Jamari Joyner, the athlete down from Cienega High School, who's been committed to the University of Arizona for a long time. I'm surprised that he did not sign with the U of A on that early signing period. And I know Nebraska has been in the mix. The previous staff had been on him and been recruited him, did not offer him a scholarship. Scott Frost quick to do so. We'll see if this could end up being one of those ones that goes all the way down to signing day. We'll see if the Cornhuskers can flip Joyner.
We saw a couple weeks ago the big offer coming through for Brock Purdy with Boise State, and he follows that up with his first Power 5 offer.
Yeah, so that was the thing with Brock. He wanted to play big time football. Most of the Big Sky had been recruiting him. Then he lands an offer from Boise State. Now he lands his first Power 5 offer. It comes from Kansas. I expect him to visit both of these schools once a dead period ends here on January 11th. Go out and see those schools, then make a decision there pretty quickly after that and sign there that first Wednesday in February.
And two of the top 2019 prospects picking up Power 5 offers.
Yeah, it's going to be busy for the guys over at Liberty and Notre Dame Prep High School. Braxton Crotto adds his third scholarship offer. It comes from Cal. And then Jake Smith at Notre Dame Prep, now up to 20 scholarship offers. He adds offers from Arkansas and from Notre Dame.
And as we are wrapping things up, we have three more offers to get to. We'll start with Brogan Heath over at Williamsfield, a very good lineman, and he picks up an offer from NAU.
Yeah, Williamsfield, they have a very talented offensive line, and Heath is arguably the best one of the bunch. He has adds an offer from Northern Arizona to go with his previous offer from Air Force. He's a guy a little bit undersized, but he really gets after it. I really liked his tape.
And then Drayson Hall picking up another offer as he approaches his senior signing day.
Yeah, now he's well into double digits. Most of the academies and Ivy Leagues. Now we see some of the Big Sky schools starting to jump in. Southern Utah, who is an FCS playoff team, extended a scholarship offer to Drayson.
And wrapping things up on the offers, a Centennial linebacker, one of the more underrated recruits in the entire state, Jacob Franklin, picking up an offer.
Jordan, underrated is definitely right. I really like Franklin's upside, and I like his potential. He's a guy who's 6'3", weighs 220 pounds, was one of the state's leaders in sacks. He's a guy that could be a linebacker, could bulk up and be a defensive end, has a good motor and good lineage. His dad played linebacker at Arizona State and then transferred to Western Illinois. So, they have good potential there in Franklin. He's a guy that might be a guy that could go the JUCO route and end up being a FBS level player down the road.
Hope everyone caught their breath after that December 20th signing day with the holidays. We are just 5 weeks away from February 7th when everybody will be putting pen to paper in this 2018 class. Make sure to keep it to the recruiting roundup here on Sports 360 AZ for updates as we approach signing day.